Pop Trigger guest interview time with David Nuzzi from Decently Funny Podcast. Woo! Okay, so we're so excited to have you here. Now, tell us, first of all, when I looked on your Twitter, it said it's Grammy Award winning.
Yes.
Is that true?
Sure. Prove it's not.
And then also, you guys have had a slew of different guests on your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So who was your favorite guest?
That's my question. That's okay.
You know, Henry Hill, I think, is a good guest to have. You know, this is very, pop culture-esque type of show. So yeah, Henry Hill, the movie Goodfellas was based on his life story. And I was the last podcast that he ever did before he died. He did like 6 episodes with me.
Wow.
So, he talked about killing people. I had a murderer, and I do all my podcasts in my living room. So I had a murderer sitting on my couch talking about just firing off a gun and not sticking around long enough to find out where the bullets went. And, that was pretty cool.
What?
Yeah.
Sounds like most Pop Trigger episodes.
It was a lot of fun.
Crazy, yeah.
But
what about who was your funniest interview?
Danny Zucker, who 4 times in a row won the Emmy for best comedy writing in a sitcom. He's the funniest, and Alex Sulkin.
Oh, yes.
He's got Ted and Family Guy and all that stuff.
Wow.
So Jenny Johnson, I was talking to Bree earlier. She is one of the funniest women people that I've ever met.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got to meet them the same night.
Oh,
At the Twitter
interesting.
Awards.
At the Twitter Awards, yeah.
Who would be your dream guest?
Probably Barack Obama.
Because he's a comedy writer.
He's hilarious.
In a way.
I'd love to talk to maybe like Howard Stern or David Letterman.
But you've worked on Howard Stern many times.
I've never met the guy. I've talked on his channels on Sirius XM.
Okay.
I know a lot of the guys and a lot of the producers on that show, so they'll let me talk after the show's over. They'll put me on one of their shows.
How did you say, I'm going to start this podcast?
Oh, well, when I was bar mitzvahed, when I was 13 years old, I was standing all of a sudden in front of like a room full of hundreds of people with me just in front of a microphone. And I was like, wait, I kind of like this thing. And then I didn't want to go to real college. So I went to like some fake broadcasting school. And then I started just doing my own radio show, and then podcast became a thing, and I moved to LA. And when I lived in New York, I got to interview the New York Yankees, and I got to, worked with CBS radio and ESPN radio and stuff. But then, so podcast became a thing, and I wanted to meet girls.
Yeah.
So I just said, so I started asking like models and actresses and reality stars to come up to my apartment.
How'd that work for you?
My current girlfriend won a reality show.
What show did she win?
Do tell.
She won a show called Paradise Hotel, which was on Fox.
I watched Paradise
She won
Hotel.
that.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was
I
like
barely
10 years ago.
And so she won that.
She won that, and I liked her. I thought she was pretty.
You got her in, man.
So
she was pretty. I remember.
She came on the podcast, and now
Finish us with your most embarrassing story.
I did a show sort of like this.
Okay.
Where there was cameras and lights and all this stuff. And I have dark circles under my eyes. So sometimes I will put
Concealer.
Of
course.
But I'm a dude. So even if dudes do concealer stuff, you're not supposed to talk about it, which I'm doing right now. Okay. So I put on concealer because I wanted to look my best.
Right.
I showed up at this show, and they had a makeup person that wanted to do makeup on me. And I said, no, I'm a man, I don't put makeup on. She says, get in the chair. So now I'm sweating because she's gonna figure me out that I'm already wearing makeup.
I don't do makeup, yet you're wearing makeup.
So she's starting, and she's looking at me, she's like, don't worry, I won't tell.
Aww.
Yeah, that's the embarrassing story that I'm willing to talk about. I mean,
Okay.
please, that's... I wear makeup sometimes.
I want to hear more. I love embarrassing stories. So where can everybody listen to the podcast? You guys also film it sometimes too?
Yeah, sometimes we film it, sometimes, but mostly it's just an audio podcast, decentlyfunny.com. We're on SoundCloud. We're getting lots of people to listen to it. Panic at the Disco they sing our theme song. They did the show live from my living room. And that's when we filmed it. And we did it in front of like 100,000 people were watching it.
Can we be on it, us three?
Of course, we're doing it right now. This is my podcast.
He's like, no.
I'm just taking it and I'm just going to put it up on
That is a no. Okay. So
Would you guys be on my podcast?
Yes.
Would you guys want to
Oh my
do
God,
that?
I would.
Yes, we would be honored. So big thank you to David Nuzzi. We cannot wait to
Thanks.
be on your podcast. Very excited. I will not let that go. So please, everybody, leave comments, questions to David in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you all next time on Pop Trigger.